This is Scoop Jackson of ESPN, and you are watching Shoe City Scoop.
Bill, first of all, thank you to you and the Brockton Youth Foundation for all the great work you do raising funds primarily for Brockton Community Schools. And I know that there's a number of us here that are running right over to the high school for their awards presentation as soon as we wrap up here for their community schools basketball. I attend this event every year, but I was really excited when I heard about the theme for selecting the honorees this year. Because recognizing Brockton's youth as the city's next generation of leaders is such a big part of our overall plan for the future of this city. And we have an economic summit coming up this week. Senator Markey's not able to attend, but he videotaped a message that I've had a chance to see that will be playing on Thursday. And in his message, he talks extensively about how our public schools are a big part of our economic future of the city, that the future of the city begins with creating opportunities for our residents when they're children and making sure that they get those opportunities as they graduate out of our school system and hopefully continue their education and then come back to Brockton to work, buy homes and open businesses. So I just think that this year's theme is a great fit, Bill, for our vision of the future of a 21st century city like Brockton. And if I can just make one plug, in the center of your program, you'll see our new city slogan. And it says, "When Brockton is home, everything is within reach." And that's exactly what this morning is all about. Look around at these either honorees who are being honored for their great work with the youth of our city, or many of the honorees who are the youth of our city. And that's the future, and that's why Brockton is such a great place. I just very quickly will mention Kevin Caro. What a great job, Kevin, you've done at South. I remember 5-6 years ago. How long have you been there now? Wow. Yikes. Time is flying by, huh? 9 years. Well, I remember when Kevin first went to South, it was a school with challenges, and now it's one of the leading schools in the city, and that's because of Kevin's leadership. And we appreciate everything you do. And we've got Dan Feeney, Pennies for the Homeless, and I know Dan's family. And boy, if that's not an example of community service in our schools at the age of 9, already socially conscious and raising money. The Cape Verdean Association, I'd like to recognize for the great work they do and how much their role has expanded over the years. And I know that one of the things we did shortly after coming into office last year is we assigned a permanent representative from the mayor's office to sit with the Cape Verdean Association board every month. And we continue to work together and build that relationship, and I value everything that they do for the city. And Nina Banaka is here, and besides being an outstanding young singer, she is a great advocate for the Blue Dog Shelter, and not just dog rescue, but they do so much there with rabies clinics. In Nina's case, she raised a lot of money for their vaccination program, vaccinating stray and abandoned dogs. So Nina, thank you so much for the great work that you do. Bernardi Auto Dealers, I know, is being recognized this morning, and since they came to the city, they've been great corporate partners for us. Save Our Sports, I have a special place for in my heart. I did spend 17 years calling Brockton High School sports on the radio. I became very friendly with everyone there and first became involved with the group at that time over 20 years ago. I guess it's a good news, bad news. It's mostly the same folks from 20 years ago. So we need some new blood in Save Our Sports. And Adrian Niles, Adrian, you're a great example of the future of our city. It's young entrepreneurs, it's people that are going to develop their business with their minds, and that's the atmosphere we have to create for young guys like Adrian to really be able to show their talents. And I can't leave without mentioning John Marion, the most optimistic person in the world, the most energetic person in the world. And John gets so much recognition and deserves it for everything he does with downtown. But John is also chair of the board of the B21 Corporation now, and John is one of the key players as we revitalize this city's economy and move it into the 21st century. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. My personal thanks to all the honorees for everything that you're doing for the City of Champions. Thank you.
If you see a pothole, report it using See-Click-Fix. Log on to our website at brockton.ma.us. Click See-Click-Fix under Announcements. After, type in your address and select Next. Under Category, select Pothole, and under the description, explain the exact location. After, click Submit. Within a few days, you'll receive an email updating you on the status. And don't forget, you can download the See-Click-Fix app on your smartphone.
Hi, I'm Brockton Mayor Bill Carpenter with just 3 words for you. See, click, fix.
Meeking Garden is one of the first Chinese restaurants to do food deliveries in the city of Brockton. Meeking Garden has been serving the city of Brockton fine Asian cuisine since April 1984 by the original owner and founder, Kevin Sang. That's 30 years of service.
While we're working hard to bring new businesses in, we have to be very careful that our first priority remains business people who have already made the commitment to the city of Brockton. I think sometimes in the past, they've concentrated so much on trying to attract some new businesses, they take for granted the business owners that are already here. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Congratulations.
In Brockton, we swing for the fences so we can touch home.
We coach in Brockton to instill the teamwork that builds a great winning tradition.
We do business in Brockton because here you can find a taste of home away from home.
We keep our company in Brockton because we love this city.
I study and learn in Brockton to achieve my goals.
When Brockton is home, everything is within reach.
Brockton is a city on the rise, and it's the perfect time for us to come together to work on continuing to move the city in a positive, optimistic direction.
We're glad to be here. Bridgewater State University is the coordinator of this event, and thank you everybody for coming. Without further ado, I'd like to bring Mayor Bill Carpenter to the podium to make some introductions.
First of all, I just want to thank everyone for being here today. This is just an incredible turnout from every segment of the business and political and government communities here in the city of Brockton. So here we are today, 14 months later, and let me tell you very quickly how we got to where we are today. First, we've worked very hard to build strategic partnerships. And many of you are in the room here today, Mass Development, Southeastern Economic Development, Brockton 21st Century Corp. We've built a team, and we're ready to go forward. And we know some of the areas we need to work in. You know, I've been able to take a look at places like Chelsea where Jay Ash did such great work over the past 15 years. And we know we need to work on workforce development and neighborhood stabilization and creating entrepreneurship opportunities, particularly for our immigrant population in the city. But the reason I've asked you all here today is we need a game plan.
You know the history here, you know Brockton in its heyday and where you want to take this city going forward. You know the business community, you know the major stakeholders, you know what you have to get done. And my message to you today is that this isn't just you alone getting this done. You have a strong partner in your state government to help you get that done. We campaigned over the course of the year a very basic theme of making Massachusetts great everywhere. And we mean that. That means that every kid has the opportunity to go to the very best school possible in their neighborhood. That means when he or she gets home from school, they have a safe neighborhood to play in, and parents have a great neighborhood to raise their families. And that means that family that either has lived here for generations in Brockton, or a family that wants to move here because they can afford a good home and a good place to raise their family and get on the train and get to work, or maybe have that job or opportunity right here in Brockton, that should become a reality here for your great city.
Of developing a coordinated, long-term and sustainable marketing plan for the city of Brockton. There's an awful lot of news and perception about the city out there, and we need to be in that game. There's a lot of great stuff to tell, and there are a lot of assets in this city, but it needs to be coordinated. It needs to have the partnerships of citizens and of the government and of the business community that has specific elements, marketing both internally for the folks here to get their perception changed, but also externally.
Turn the conversation around. What's positive about Brockton? Then we started talking about the hospitals, the schools. There was the fact that Harbor One, Joe Casey brought up the fact, and we pointed out that Harbor One has the first in the nation of a multicultural center and just opened up a second one in Mansfield. But it was the first in the country, and they're opening up a second. So those are the things that we felt that was something that's doable right now. We don't have to wait. We can do it right now, start the positive conversation about Brockton and what we offer.
Businesses, as you can imagine, really need to maintain and to be on top of these different types of technology and growth patterns. We need to make sure that there's an alignment with the education and the offerings, the training, with these advances and the growth in businesses to help our workforce continue to grow.
We need to identify and support growth industries in our community. There's several business clusters that stand out in our community. We need to recognize those, we need to support those, and we need to find ways to help those businesses grow. And that also ties into workforce development and infrastructure.
And I pledge that I'm going to partner with my colleagues in Congress, Senator Elizabeth Warren and Congressman Steve Lynch, to continue to pursue the federal investments that Brockton needs to make these changes come to life. This is the place, and you are the people who are making this happen. There has never been a better opportunity to invest in Brockton than today, and I want to work with you every day, every week, for as long as it takes to make sure that Brockton becomes the city of the 21st century that surpasses anything that it has known in the past. Thank you all so much for everything.
Well, congratulations to Louis on the opening of his new business. I'm really excited to be here for a lot of reasons, to be here with John Marion and some of the other people here. because this is the future of Main Street, this is the future of downtown Brockton. Lewis is a Brockton kid who grew up here, who first started fixing computers out of his mother's house years ago, who's as Brockton as anyone can be, who's chosen to stay here, open a business here, work here, raise his family here.
A lot of the people spent their own, time and money to get kids like me occupied and, learning about the Word of God, and I took advantage of that. The reason that I asked for you guys all to be here is because you guys have played a major part, and it's not much to show for but who I am today and what I will be tomorrow. Like I said, I don't have much to say, but I'm doing my best for me to continue this process that I'm doing today. And the next time I open a business, hopefully I have more to say. And the third time I open a third business, I'll have even more to say. Thank you so much. Well, let me call you right back, all right?
Hey!
If you see a pothole, report it using C-Click-Fix. Log on to our website at brockton.ma.us. Click C-Click-Fix under Announcements. After, type in your address and select Next. Under Category, select Pothole, and under the description, explain the exact location. After, click Submit. Within a few days, you'll receive an email updating you on the status. And don't forget, you can download the C-Click-Fix app on your smartphone.
Hi, I'm Brockton Mayor Bill Carpenter with just 3 words for you. C-Click-Fix.
Today we remember our deliverance from oppression and tyranny, not just from an historical perspective, but also from a spiritual one. Today the Orthodox Church celebrates the good news of God becoming man to save the human race, and to reunite man with God by delivering humanity from the power of evil. It is precisely because of the deep faith our ancestors had in their Orthodox Church and her holy tradition that they found the courage to rise up against the oppressor. May we today also find that courage within us to first and foremost stand up for our Christian faith, which is more and more under attack, and to also stand up for the freedom and dignity that is due every human being that walks this earth. These types of commemorations are important in that they clearly teach us about who we are in the eyes of God and how we should treat one another. Unfortunately, there are those who have no respect for the beliefs and peaceful pursuits of other cultures and religions. Our Armenian brothers and sisters were also the victims of oppression and outright genocide by the former Ottoman Empire. But unfortunately, the writers of history continue to ignore and even deny the reality of these events. May we all stand together in solidarity today, remembering the sacrifices of our forefathers and all those who have suffered persecution by the hands of fellow human beings. May the glorious feast of the Annunciation of the Virgin Mary renew our faith in God and His promise to deliver us from all forms of oppression. God bless you.
Προσπάθησανε να μας σπάσουν όλα, τη θρησκεία μας, τα σχολεία μας, τη γλώσσα μας, την πίστη, το κράτος, αλλά στο τέλος εμείς νικήσαμε. Ζήτω Ελλάδα, ζήτω Ελλάδα, ζήτω Ελλάδα.
And throughout the world, buildings are modeled after Greek designs, including in our own American capital of Washington, D.C. Museums are filled with Greek statues. Much of Western civilization owes its basic concepts of law, mathematics, medicine, art, theater, and even warfare to the ancient Greeks. Much of our English language comes from Greek. All you have to do is look it up in the dictionary. Since 1821, the flag of Greece has had the white cross in the upper left-hand corner, covering 1/4 of the flag, signifying the important role of the Greek Orthodox Church in the formation of the Hellenic nation. And the blue and white alternating stripes represent the sea and the relentless waves of the Aegean. According to legend, the goddess of beauty, Aphrodite, emerged from these waves. And there are 9 stripes representing each syllable of the Greek words for freedom or death. And the white cross confirms our love and dedication to Christ. Now, I have to tell you, this is my second Greek Independence Day now as mayor. So, since last year, I am now claiming some Greek heritage. I may have forgot to mention that last year. And to prove it, I am even now an honorary member of the Macedonia Club, which I value very greatly. But see, if you go in and look up at the roster of members, you may not recognize me right away because it doesn't say Mayor or Bill Carpenter, because I'm listed on the roster under my Greek name, Vasili Maragos. So I'm learning a little at a time. Next year I'll be even better for Greek Independence Day. But I want to leave you with these words. Kalitera mia ora eleftheria parasklavia ke philaki.
Bravo!
Zito Eyalas.
Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετράει την γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βαγμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα ανδρεωμένη γέρε γέρε ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδρεωμένη γέρε γέρε ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδρεωμένη γέρε γέρε ελευθεριά.
My name is Darrell Ellison, and I lost my only son, Carl Evan, in a hit-and-run accident. Carl was a joy beyond words. He was fun-loving. He had a great sense of humor. He had a strong work ethic. He went on at 16 years old, got a job at Shaw's Supermarket, and he worked there until the day he died. He was a very giving person. He never had any money. He was always giving his money away. He would pay for homeless people's meals, whatever he felt they needed. On Sunday, September 28th, Carl had just finished his job at Shaw's in Brockton, Massachusetts. He had crossed the street to go to the 7-Eleven. He was leaving the store at the corner of Belmont and West Street when he was struck and killed at 9:22 p.m. A surveillance camera picked up the vehicle as it was leaving the scene. Police believe the vehicle that hit Carl was a silver or gray minivan. It would have front end damage. There is a $5,000 cash reward for information leading to the apprehension of the person or persons responsible for Carl Evans' death. If you have any information, please call the Massachusetts State Police at 508-923-4205 or the Brockton Police at 508-941-0234.
You may also send an email to justiceforcarl@hotmail.com. And to the driver, I believe that you are watching this. This must be a tormenting secret for you to keep. Please turn yourself in. And to those protecting you, please help your loved one do this. Carl Evan was my loved one, and he deserves justice. This is my quest. I have faith that you will do the right thing.